We talk about the stuff that's going up in price here. You heard about the hot dogs, you heard about the hamburgers, you heard about all this stuff that, we've heard Ray Venezia here is from Fairway Market sort of detailing that and ways around that. But you know what makes this sort of a double hit for a lot of folks? The price of the basic stuff they need and eat and enjoy and try to have around their homes. Well, in those homes themselves, the value continues to decline. Sales continue to decline. Values continue to decline. A report out today, another 12% we're feeling the hit, and it doesn't stop. And a lady who saw all this coming, and in fact, in the middle of this bump we had in real estate earlier on in the year when people were getting excited, leave it to Dolly Lenz to say, well, not so fast. I don't want to rain on the parade, but she proceeded to rain on the parade. Dolly Lenz back with me right now, America's premier realtor. Dolly, good to see you.
Good to see you.
What the heck is going on?
It all boils down to confidence. It keeps boiling down to confidence. I guess there's really just no confidence in the economy. Other than the stock market, which is holding up a bit, but not holding up where it should be either. Oil prices are up. Gold is up, which is not a good confidence play. Dollar is down.
But you told me ultimately real estate comes down to jobs.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
unless jobs start percolating and significantly,
right,
real estate won't. Right?
And unless there's a future in jobs that we'll see. We don't see anything. We don't see any plans. We don't see any good news in any arena, and that's a big problem.
Now, you're big in New York, and this has been, particularly Manhattan, for those who aren't aware, it's its own little oasis. But even there, you got to pick and choose your battles, right?
Absolutely. You have to pick and choose your battles. You have to know what you're buying. And again, anybody who's buying for a short-term play to flip may get stuck with the bird. I don't know if that's a really good idea.
So you weren't talking about the chicken analogy there.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a family show. Just want to remind you. But now, what is your sense in Manhattan, though? Is it ultimately following what you've been seeing? In other words, are there hiccups going on here or no?
We have a lot of foreign demand, and as we see the world, not so safe and a bit shaky, even with Osama, you still see people running here for a safe haven. I have a lot of Chinese buyers, a lot of Russian buyers. So I see Manhattan holding up as a result of the demand. Really, at the end of the day, it's supply and demand.
All right, but for the general real estate market across the country, still soft, and we're told that a lot of people just can't get loans. Banks still aren't lending. Is that true, or are they just not lending to marginal customers?
No, they're not lending, I think, to good customers. I mean, they're looking at criteria so tightly that the average person seriously can't get a mortgage today, even with a 15 or 20% down payment. So it's
You're telling me people who are putting down 20% are still getting turned down?
Still problematic. Either they have to have perfect credit scores, long-term employment. For example, somebody who started their own business 2 years ago has only 2 years of results. Most banks won't finance them.
Really?
Yes, all kinds of things like that. So that's a problem.
You know what I think the big problem is? You and I chat about this. I think appraisals. I think because those guys were criticized for way over appraising in the midst of the boom. Now they're being so conservative, it's unrealistically low.
Neil, how about this? In Manhattan, I haven't had a single appraisal come out at sales price.
Really?
Not one.
So what do they do in that event? They either lower the sales price.
No, either people are putting more down, or no, the sellers are saying, no, I'm not taking less. So people are putting more down to make up for it, for the shortfall. But it's amazing. I mean, how could it not be worth? Every single one is selling. How could it not be worth that?
So I've heard that Florida started to bubble again. You're not buying?
I don't buy Florida. There's way too much inventory of Florida. I think it's
so it's still not happening.
Not happening.
What part of the country is?
Besides New York City?
Yeah.
I mean, like a Silicon Valley, okay, any place where there's employment, like you said. Washington, D.C. for a while was doing very well. So places with employment.
Washington, D.C. has the government, of course, it's going to do well.
Texas, okay, because their economy is good. All the places with employment, actually home prices are holding or increasing. And they look good, it looks good for the future. But every place with lots of unemployment and not good prospects for unemployment,
still bad.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, going into this summer when people always anticipate or hope for a pickup in activity, you're not confident in all these government programs to either spur lending, or to help people who are underwater in their mortgage. You're saying just delays the pain?
It delays the pain. It makes everything worse. It makes everybody wait for a handout. You know, you just got to let us go through the motions, go through the pain, and get there. I mean, you know, obviously, could we have home lending that's easier? Could we have mortgages, you know, being given out? Could we have lots of things like this? Yes, but not that.
So you're the only realtor I know who wants the government to stay out from helping them.
Oh, I want a flat tax. How about that? No mortgage interest deduction, no deduction. Let's have a flat tax, and I bet we'll spur the economy tremendously.
This is why other realtors hate you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. She's been uncannily accurate along the way, and there's a reason why she's as successful as she is. Dolly Lenz, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Neil.